Today, we're going to talk about something that I see a lot with the women I work with. It's shame. Shame that you've been carrying your entire life, but it was never yours. Hi, I'm Joaquina, a shaman and identity coach. And once you understand where shame actually comes from, you're never going to see yourself in the same way again. Every single one of us was born into what I have come to learn as a sick kingdom. Not sick as in evil, but sick as in wounded. Your parents, their parents, every generation carrying pain they didn't have the tools to process. So what do? They passed it down through silence, through control, through the rules that were never about you. They were about managing their own unhealed fear. And then they told you, don't be too much. Don't ask for that. Who do you think you are? Those weren't lessons. Those were their wounds dressed up as parenting. And here's where shame enters. When you're a child and the kingdom tells you who you are, you believe it because your survival depends on it. So when they said you were too much, you learned to shrink. And when they said that your needs were a burden, you learned to disappear. And the story that you built from that, you internalized something is wrong with me. That's not an emotion you developed. That's an identity that you inherited. It's a coat that you put on before you could even speak. And you've just been wearing it so long that you think it's your skin. But in every ancient myth, there comes a moment when we have to leave the sick kingdom. Not because it's evil, but because the sick kingdom can only teach you what it knows. And what it knows is its own wounding, the shrinking, the people pleasing, the good girl performance, brilliant survival inside a sick kingdom. But you don't live there anymore. So what do? First, you grieve because that kingdom, as sick as it was your home. And leaving home always costs something. Grief is the toll you pay at the gate. And then you rebuild, not from their story, but from yours. And you start asking, who am I when I'm not managing someone else's wound? What does my voice sound like when it's not filtered through their fear? You don't heal shame thinking differently. You heal it by removing the identity that was never yours and standing in the one that is. The shame was their story. The leaving is yours. And the women on the other side of that gate, she's been waiting your entire life. Earth School is in session. I'll see you in the next one.